All right, let's talk about Gillie the Kid and this recent interview that he just did with Shannon Sharpe, where he finally took a moment and spoke about the man who murdered his son. I say man, but it was really a kid, as the shooter was only 17 years old. Now, for those of you who don't know, this kid, whose name is Noah Scurry, was a basketball player. Apparently, he was highly talented on and off the court. There were reports that he scored the highest scores in his school for the SATs, but he was from the trenches. He was from the block. So he found himself involved in things that led him down a tragic path, a path that led to him allegedly being the shooter in the case of Gillie the Kid's son's murder. Gillie's son was shot back in July of 2023 while he was visiting some friends on the 5800 block of Manchester Street in Philly. This was a triple shooting that happened, and Gillie's son, who went under the name YNG Cheese, was the only fatality from this incident. Two other people were hit, but they were both placed in stable condition that night. Nobody was arrested for this incident, and police pretty much said that they were unaware of any suspects. However, word on the streets travels fast, and pretty quickly people started saying that this 17-year-old Noah Scurry was the person responsible. However, he was never arrested. Fast forward to almost 2 years later, on January 13th, 2025, and a music video comes out that allegedly shows Noah Scurry in a Joker mask in a rap music video that is drill music. So they're talking about catching bodies and running hits. You know, the whole 9 yards. This video drops, and less than 24 hours later, news breaks that Noah Scurry had been shot and killed while getting in his mom's car before school, right in front of his mom. It happened at around 7:15 in the morning, and police said that he was hit multiple times, taken to the hospital, and then was pronounced dead by 7:37. Initially, they said that they did find a weapon at the scene of the crime. However, they retracted that statement and said that none was found on the scene, and detectives went to work investigating what led up to this shooting. A spokesperson for the school, Monique Braxton, released a statement that said the principal, coach, players, classmate, peers are all distraught. This is unimaginable for them. This student was about to graduate. He probably would have had offers to play at colleges across the country. It's just a life senselessly cut short. He was helpful even when he wasn't called upon. If he saw someone walking down the hallway and they needed assistance carrying books to classes, he was the one who reached out to offer assistance. He didn't get in any trouble here at school, so no one could really wrap their head around why this would happen to him. On the surface, he looked like a normal kid, but apparently behind the scenes, bro was actually living that life, and it caught up with him. So with all of that laid out, the story of Gillie the Kid's son, the guy who apparently killed him, with all of that context added, we can go ahead and get into today's clips, which is Shannon Sharpe interviewing Gillie the Kid. And mid-interview, he brings up this story about Noah Scurry being shot. He asks as if he's clueless to the fact that Noah is the one who killed Gillie's son, which is questionable, but he acts genuinely surprised by that fact. And Gillie takes a moment to actually speak on everything that happened.
I just read, I saw about the 17-year-old basketball player, straight A student. Am I wrong, Gillie? It used to be like the athletes, they got protected.
Right.
Nobody touched them. Hey, he good now. He gonna be what we, they're gonna be talking about the block. He from the block, he got out. They protected those guys. What happened?
That's who killed my son.
The 17?
Yeah. The 17-year-old basketball player that just got shot 17 times?
Yes.
That's who killed my son.
Really?
Yes.
What was that about?
Well, it wasn't for my son.
Man, that silence after Shannon asked that question is deafening. I can't imagine how Gillie felt being asked that question. And if Shannon Sharpe was truly unaware of the situation, and he did seem genuinely speechless, I can't imagine asking that question and then getting that response. Like, you can feel the air is very thick in the room when that question gets asked. Crazy stuff. Anyways.
Your son happened to be there?
Yes.
Oh.
Them blocks is beefing, they going through it. My son just so happened to pull up out there 5 minutes. They come to shoot the block up. My son's not from that block. He don't, you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He just so happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
What the?
That's how deep it is.
Bro, he has the potential to get out.
Right.
And he living that life?
No. But see, you don't understand. He got videos out where he got a jerk mask on.
Right.
Bunch of guns in his hand. So these kids is influenced by all the wrong things.
Right.
To shit that don't matter. You know what I mean?
Right.
To shit that once upon a time when I was growing up in the ghetto, I was influenced by.
I can't lie. That was well said on Gillie's part. This is happening because people are looking up and inspiring to be these type of people because of the music that they take in, the environments that they are from. It's the way a lot of us grew up. And I think he hit the nail on the head when he said it's them worrying about shit that doesn't matter, right? We've seen this story a million times. Think about all of the drill rap music videos you have seen in the past 12 to 15 years ago, where if you go back and watch those videos today, every single person in those videos are gone, right? At this point, it's a common occurrence in hip hop, in that specific sub niche of hip hop, drill music, drill culture. It truly is sad to see. But anyways, let's keep going.
Mm-hmm. And then when you experience things, when you go places, when a vacation to you is not going through a toll booth. See, you got to understand, if you from Philly right now, go to Atlantic City and you call them and they say they out of town. Yo, I'm OT, I hit you, nigga, you 45 minutes away, nigga, you went through the toll booth. The f*** are you talking about? That's how poor the city is.
Right.
Motherfucker go to Atlantic City and they tell you, yo, I'm OT, I call you when I get back.
Right.
You 39 minutes away in a car, nigga. What are you talking about, you OT? So you gotta understand,
right?
That's what we grow up in. These kids don't know no better.
Right.
These kids actually think that you can't make it as a rapper unless you killed somebody. Unless you did something out here in these streets. This is the mindset.
Yeah. Why is the rap, why is that glamorized? Why is going to jail, or I pull that iron out, I put that stick on something, why is that glamorized?
And I think to elaborate on what Gillie is saying right there just a little bit more is that, you know, when I was coming up, I ain't gonna say we because I don't know how old y'all are, but when I was coming up, the culture, the mentality, the things we looked up to was more or less the hustler culture, right? Get money. And that might have took shape in the form of rappers talking about dealing or pimping or, you know, a number of things, but it was kind of like a hustler mindset as opposed to this drill mindset. I think that what Gillie is saying is true. Kids these days believe that they can't make it in the rap world without having actually put in work. And I think the difference between this newer generation and my generation was that when I was coming up, obviously there were people that did get involved in the streets and dealing and things like that in order to get that credibility and live that life. But for the most part, we seen a lot of rappers that weren't really doing that. I mean, you got to think about Jay-Z, right? Jay-Z was acting like he was the biggest bricklayer in the world, and he might have flipped a few packs in his day, but he wasn't Pablo Escobar. And I could give that example across numerous rappers, at least from my era. Today it shifted from that hustler mentality over to the murder mentality. And so just like we seen certain people actually getting involved with the streets and getting involved with dealing, we're seeing these kids these days actually get involved with the streets and get involved with drilling. And it is just what it is. I'm saying all that because I can see the correlation. I can see how this can happen, where the influence comes from. And to tell the truth, it's really sad.
I told you when I was young, we glamorized the person that was getting money, the hustler. That's why rap names was like Gotti. Rap games, it was always somebody that was getting some money. Now, it don't be about no money or nothing. They'll kill you about an Instagram post.
Right.
You said you was gonna slide, you ain't slide yet.
Right.
Now I slid. Like, are you serious?
Right.
So it don't make no sense. And it's no answer for it. It's just flat out plain stupidity. The only reason why I know is because the police called me and told me once he was murdered. Once he got, because the kid had just got shot 17 times. He was walking with his mom.
Oh.
And he got murdered. And then the police notified me and let me know that he was one of the kids that was pretty much about to get locked up for the murder, but he got murdered first. So, and then, you know, when you do something in the streets know. So, you know, they all on Instagram and they talk, and then, you know, apparently this kid name was the Joker, and, you know, that's what he did. So, you know, but he had to deal with God. You know, that's how I look at it.
That's a cold statement, but it's the truth. You know, when you do these type of things in the streets, karma will inevitably come back around. It will catch up to you. But that's why it's important that you pay attention to your kids, where they're at, who they're hanging out with. And I'm not blaming Gillie for this. His son was 25 years old. He was a grown man, but it's the sins of the father, right? Gillie was in the streets when he was coming up. He had a son. His son probably aspired to be like his dad. So even though Gillie is paid and probably was able to provide a comfortable lifestyle for his kid, his son still felt drawn to the streets. He still found himself in that neighborhood around people that were involved with this lifestyle, and ultimately it cost him his life. And it makes you wonder why his son was ever there in the first place. And I just really think it boils down to, you know, that's where he is from. That's where Gillie is from. His son wanted to be involved. He probably wanted to be like his dad, so he was out there. The same with this Noah Scurry kid. He was a basketball star, had good grades, scored high on the SAT, was about to be recruited into colleges. It looked like he had a bright future, but he was involved with the drill rap scene. So as soon as he seen his opportunity to boost his credibility, improve his chances of being recognized as being real, he took it. And in the process, he threw his whole life away and cost somebody else their life and almost 3 other people their life. It's a wild story. You know, Gillie said right there that the police contacted him after Noah was killed and told him that pretty much Noah was about to be arrested. So whether or not he got killed or not, his future was over. You know, it's a sad story. It's a sad tale. It's a wild clip because of the way that Shannon Sharpe even introduced the topic. But yeah, man, that's the video. That's it for the story. Y'all gotta let me know what y'all think about it in the comments down below. Anyways, that's basically it for the video, guys. If you enjoyed the content, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, tap the notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a video. As always, it's been fun rocking with y'all, man. I'm out.